Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Tool Set Violin. Today, we are going to be doing the ultimate composer showdown. That's right. We have 16 composers from the classical canon, and today we're going to be putting them in one tournament to see which composer is the best composer ever.
Don't judge us, this is just a hypothetical thing.
Yeah.
All composers are great.
Music is subjective.
Yeah, music's subjective.
First contestant, the daddy of classical music, the OG founder, the master of tonality and counterpoint, J.S. Bach! Challenging the heavyweight is
Debussy!
Oh,
change the color!
The French impressionist, the rebel, the innovator of the 20th century.
Oh, man.
Dude, this is hard, man. And that's like two of the best in round one.
Okay, now we gotta see, like, Rengoku probably thinks like, Bach's gonna throw a move, counterpoint. Debussy will be like, smokescreen colors.
Yeah.
And Bach will miss. And then Debussy will just be like, La Mer, big ass wave comes. And Bach then will just be like,
Use your jaw desiring and navigate the How do they categorize? They're so different.
they're so different.
How do you even compare? Let's break it down into musical components, right? Harmony. As much as I love Debussy's harmony, see, I prefer Debussy, but if we were to look at actual like skill of harmony, I think Bach wins. And the reason I say this is there's a famous story where this duke, I think, deliberately gave Bach a chromatic theme and told him to improvise a fugue on the spot.
That is so hard.
On a chromatic theme, right? On the spot, Bach improvised a 3-part chromatic fugue. To be able to improvise that requires such an amazing understanding of tonality. Like in real time, this brain's computing that stuff. Like,
Yeah, and also, by the time Debussy can, he has a lot to work with. Bach,
he set the bar.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
Bach
Bach,
for
okay.
harmony. Then there's Form, okay.
yeah, form. I feel like Bach also set a lot of form.
I think Debussy broke forms.
Yeah,
Bach was the one who mastered.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd probably give it to Bach. Should enjoyment be a factor?
Enjoyment, okay.
Debussy.
I think Debussy. Same.
Debussy. How about orchestration?
Debussy. Oh, but then,
It's
oh
different.
no!
It's
Oh.
different, right? Because Bach didn't have much to work with. He's working with that old stuff.
Yeah.
Let's tie that one.
Yeah.
I think it's just too different to compare. And last one, melody. Who writes better melodies? I think Bach. He has more.
Okay, yeah, melody.
Definitive.
Okay, yeah. But Debussy is more kind of color. Yeah, okay.
Pains me to say, but Bach wins.
Damn. Next one. Oh. Oh.
On the left, we have the prodigy of the classical period, the genius, violinist, and composer, and the master of opera.
Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
The other contestant, the epitome of piano playing and piano compositions, the romantic sweetheart that wooed the love hearts
Everyone.
of everyone, Frederick Chopin!
That's pretty tricky.
Harmony. Bro, this is impossible. I think they're very close.
Very close. Because Chopin has nice harmonies.
Yeah. Mozart was like, okay, his earlier works was definitely more just like the plain simple classical harmonies. But towards his later works, he hit that really like nice balance between very structured and tonal, but then there's like a lot of expressive chromaticism slipped in, right? But Chopin is definitely more on the like more loosey-goosey romantic harmony.
Oh, you're full like romantic
Yeah.
into it. You're like, oh, I can't pick. I think I might go Mozart. Like, just I feel probably offended all the pianists out there, but I just feel like Chopin is. No, they're all great. I'm not gonna say.
That's Mozart won by hair.
Yeah.
Melody? Oh no, they're both masters of melody. They're both the masters of melody.
I think they're tied. Mozart's great melody. Chopin also the great.
Yeah.
Like they're tied.
Time. Orchestration for sure, Mozart.
Oh,
Chopin
Yeah, Mozart.
can't orchestrate. Form, I'm not that familiar with Chopin form, but I know Mozart's form is pretty like masterful.
I'll do it.
So
No, I think
I'm
Mozart.
gonna give it to Mozart. What was the fifth one we had? I forgot. Oh, enjoyment. Probably Chopin. But
I
a
was
little
gonna
bit.
say Chopin,
But
by
they're
hair.
also very equal.
Yeah, they're very equal, but I hear Chopin. So who wins?
I think Mozart won more there. have
Devil's
Violinist! Shredding on the violin, the man that caused pain and the birth of Ling Ling, Paganini. And on the right hand side, we have the original violin concerto creator, composer of the hit series, The Four Seasons.
Four Seasons.
They're both so new compared to the previous.
Yeah.
Harmony and Vivaldi, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Paganini, harmony.
Bit basic. Okay.
Melody, probably Vivaldi.
Yeah, I'll say so.
Enjoyment.
Depends.
Oh, there's a different type of enjoyment. See,
Yeah.
Paganini is extremely exhilarating if you're watching.
Yeah, and then if you're the nailer, you're like, holy moly,
Yeah.
it'll blow your mind. But just overall enjoyment, I think Vivaldi just has more easier kind of like.
Yeah, orchestration, Vivaldi.
Vivaldi,
I think Vivaldi wins. But there is one thing, virtuosity.
yeah. Oh, Paganini.
The excitement of his music.
Yeah, it's Paganini.
But
This one Vivaldi.
I think
wins.
Vivaldi wins. Oh,
Often mistaken for Harry Potter and lived through the regime.
Shostakovich!
And then the big hand destroyed pianists, but also luscious and romantic melodies.
Rachmaninoff.
Rachmaninoff. It's so different. I think I know who I would prefer, just like by a smidgen.
So,
I don't want to say it. Shostakovich.
yeah, I think Shostakovich.
But like a little bit.
We should add a new category, which is how much this composer changed,
I
impacted
think so.
history.
No, that's true.
That is where Shostakovich really
No,
shined.
I was gonna say.
I think harmony-wise, Rachmaninoff's harmonies are nicer to listen to, but I think Shostakovich had a better command of harmony. The things he could do with dissonance.
I mean, he also composed for mainstream stuff, so
Yeah.
it was proof that he could go that route if he wanted
Yeah.
to.
Melody.
Rachmaninoff. I think Rachmaninoff had really
Rachmaninoff had
beautiful
better.
melody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orchestration.
I think Shostakovich. The symphonies,
Yeah.
just the way he can just go da na 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 na.
Yeah.
No composer does that.
Yeah. Form. Shostakovich.
Enjoyment. Oh, probably Rachmaninoff.
Rachmaninoff for enjoyment
Yeah.
though.
Shostakovich.
Damn.
Okay, we're getting good at this now.
Alright.
Okay.
On the right side, often heralded as the peak of Western classical music, the genius deaf composer who began the
yeah.
curse of the ninth, Beethoven. And on the right hand side we have
Who
the
also-
guy that wrote 9 symphonies
Also
and
got
died.
cursed.
Got cursed by Beethoven. The pinnacle of post-romantic German symphonies. His symphonies are some of the longest, most complex. They're meant to have said to represent the whole universe in each symphony. Gustav Mahler.
I really like Mahler symphonies.
I love them too.
I almost enjoy playing them more than Beethoven symphonies. It's just at the orchestra level.
I do. But I think Mahler's a bit hit and miss. Every Beethoven symphony is
nice.
enjoyable to play.
Baroque, pastoral,
Yeah.
harmony, or
Mahler obviously had more colorful, more expressive harmonies, but Beethoven had that
foundation. He was that bridge.
balance between romance
I'd say
and classical.
Beethoven and this one.
Yeah.
Beethoven. Sorry, Mahler, but Beethoven. Saint-Saëns is
Schubert.
I think Schubert. I mean, I like Carnival of the Animal. No, actually, I don't like it. I'm sorry.
Schubert definitely had a lot more impact on the world. He was overshadowed by Beethoven, but he impacted a lot on lyricism. He's like the lyrical.
Very lyrical and nice.
Brahms are
Dude,
obviously Brahms.
Bro, not even a question.
I mean, Haydn did write a bunch of symphonies
Yeah,
and
but-
quartets. Haydn was like the OG
Actually-
quartet guy.
He's got nice quartets, but Brahms.
For Brahms, yeah. I feel like I should explain, but I'm like,
Nah,
this
you-
video's going too long.
Yeah, but you
Do
guys
your own
watch your channel, do
research.
your own research, you know, yeah.
Yeah. This is Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky, yeah. Oh man. I don't want to do
I can't pick. It's too hard. They're both amazing. I'll say Bach. Sorry, Mozart, but I'll say Bach. But very smidgen.
I think I enjoy Mozart more, but I think Bach is a better composer.
Yes. Shostakovich. Oh. Sorry, Vivaldi. Beethoven. Yeah, like we already said it. It's under the shadow of Beethoven.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a very hard one. It's so different. Ballet, symphonies.
I think I'm gonna Tchaikovsky.
Oh, really? Oh, I can't decide yet.
Oh, but Brahms is great though.
Yeah, symphonies are great. Even the violin concertos, those two violin concertos, we play violin, just like FYI, in case you guys don't know, I'm new to this channel. Both violin concertos are incredible.
I think what tips it for me is the ballets.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Tchaikovsky had that ballet factor.
Yeah.
And I think Brahms takes a while to grow into.
Yeah.
I feel like Tchaikovsky is a bit more welcoming.
I feel like the older I get, the more I lean towards Brahms. But for now, I'm gonna go Tchaikovsky.
Yes, I am not old yet.
I feel like I offend a lot of people doing this, but whatever.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, Bach. Yeah, sorry, Bach. Beethoven. I think Beethoven.
I enjoy Tchaikovsky more, but I think Beethoven.
Yes. Ah, shit. I knew it'd come to this.
Yeah, of course.
Of course,
I'm
bro.
always expecting.
What were we expecting? Sorry, we wasted 10 minutes of your time this video.
I picked Prokofiev.
I don't want to pick. We'll leave it at this.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Bach for me. I like Bach.
But I can't decide. I think Bach is probably, if you were testing the composer's skill and his mastery over music, probably Bach. But I do think his compositional style, just because it was Baroque, it's not the style
It's
that
very,
I like
yeah, I know what you mean.
as much. It's very monothematic. It's not very dramatic.
Oh, we picked Bach too.
I don't think it's a coincidence that Beethoven and Mozart all looked up to Bach. Debussy didn't like Beethoven, but he looked up to Mozart and Bach. Everyone.
I think
looks
this
up
was
to
a
Bach.
fair fight. I think it was very close. To be fair, in the world of classical music, you want all of them here. Like, I wouldn't be able to live with just Bach, neither just Beethoven. I want all of them.
Yeah.
Brings a lot more color to your musical lives.
Which one would you pick out of your own enjoyment? Out of these 16?
Actually, I would enjoy Bach. I actually enjoy practicing Bach sonatas and partitas. It's like you're in a church and you're just like, whoa.
Yeah. Alright. Thanks for watching. Make sure to accent the like button and legato the subscribe button. And we will see you next time.
Don't forget to practice.